Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Very much feeling like a Monday here at WITN, but that's all right. We just keep pushing along.
Yeah, good Monday morning, folks. Of course, Erin, big weather news. Storm's track still running a couple hundred miles or so off of our coast. Wednesday night into Thursday. So everything we were talking about last week generally still holds. A big coastal storm with big waves, beach erosion, everything else that goes with that. Inland, you'll hardly know it's out there. No damaging winds, no rain, no real impacts inland. But the beaches are going to get hammered with big surf, and that means beach erosion, potential flooding along Highway 12 at times. As we get into the week, we get this with these tropical type systems off the coast. We can even see it occasionally with big nor'easters in the wintertime, slow moving coastal storms with significant beach impacts. So I'm going to dig into all that. We do have a chance for a few storms this afternoon as well. I'll talk about that, the heat today, dig into that, all that coming up in a little bit here.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm just glad to hear that despite, I know this weekend we were seeing the hurricane, strengthen. It got up to a Category 5 out in the Atlantic, which is wild, and then we're back down to a 4, but still very, very strong. Really grateful that it's still kind of making its way up and away.
Yeah, it's a monster hurricane.
Yeah.
Extremely dangerous hurricane, but fortunately, it's made no landfalls and likely won't make any landfalls. And that's huge.
It is.
When you're talking about major hurricanes and that Cat 4 status, devastating type impacts if the eye were to come ashore. And again, the beaches are going to get pounded with waves. Boy, this could be a lot worse if the storm were making a landfall. And again, I'll dig into all that in a little bit.
All right, awesome. Well, before we get into all of that, we do have some fun news out of the weekend. The Kinston-Lenoir County Sports Hall of Fame has a new inductee, and he is named Norman Joyner. And it was funny looking at this story because they were all saying he's one of the greats. Obviously, we don't know him like MJ or any of the big basketball legends, but he is a legend out in LaGrange, Lenoir County area. So very awesome to see that he was able to be celebrated and honored with this special recognition. And we're going to take a look at all that he's done, not just in basketball. I mean, he was a big basketball player at one of the high schools over there, but just the legacy that he's led throughout his lifetime now.
He gave a lot back to community as well. He's a hometown hero, no doubt.
Yeah. So we're going to take a look at it.
You may not recognize the name, but he's considered one of the greats. Norman Ellsworth Joyner, or Moon.
We don't want to be like Mike. We want to be like Moon.
Created a legacy in LaGrange, one created in basketball and cemented in leadership.
I just put over 3,000 buckets in the hoop. This was a person who actually cared about his community, and to see him today coming back and to continue to give back, we need to uplift him and above all his legacy, which encompass so many young people in our community.
Congressman Don Davis was just one of the many people speaking to the character and talent of Joyner. Teammates, family, friends, all gathered at the LaGrange Frank Alumni and Friends Association Culture Center Sunday to celebrate his skill and character.
You see all these people in here? They would be if they didn't love you. And you love them, and we love you right back.
And Joyner was happy to be back.
This is home, just because of your being here. The connections that you have to your families and to their families, we're all connected.
Joyner was the first African American to be recognized as a National YMCA Leader of the Year in Health and Fitness, and the first African American CEO of a non-Black heritage YMCA in Alabama. He also holds the record for most points scored in a single game at Frank with 63. In Lenoir County, Haley Hollinger, WITN News.
So really awesome recognition. I'm glad they were able to all get together just to celebrate him as a basketball star at Frank, but also just everything that he's continued to do in his lifetime, even widespread outside of North Carolina as well. I know that they mentioned that he was part of the YMCA in Alabama as well, so that's wonderful.
I like that he got to be there to enjoy it, because a lot of times we lose these kind of greats and we look back and say we needed to honor this person more and really show them how much we appreciate. So wonderful that he was there, got to experience all that firsthand. Obviously, very beloved here in the Eastern Carolina community.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. And now let's talk everything going on with the weather. I know all eyes are on Hurricane Erin right now. Thankfully, we're not going to be seeing direct impacts, but sounds like our coastal communities will be seeing some pretty rough surf.
Big beach storm.
Yeah.
Big beach storm. Yeah, and that's everything that comes with these kind of storms on the beaches we'll be dealing with. Starting late tomorrow with the key impacts coming Wednesday into Thursday and lingering into Friday before we go quiet late Friday into the weekend. So let's talk about it. Get you updated on Erin, Category 4 hurricane this morning. Powerhouse storm, winds are at 130 sustained. We'll give you a ride out. Don't have to go too far to find Erin. Just east of the southern Bahamas, a very symmetrical, healthy powerhouse hurricane moving northwest. Not moving west anymore, more of a northwest flow at 10 to 15. That barometer reading a very low 945 millibars. Intense hurricane. And again, that land has crossed no coastline so far, and if we get real lucky, it never will. Certainly in the next few days, that track keeping it away from Bermuda and the U.S. You can see there Wednesday at 2 a.m. So Tuesday night, winds at 120. Get you further along into Wednesday night, making its closest pass to our coast. So late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Right now, the Hurricane Center expecting it to be a Category 2 hurricane. Winds around, let's say 100 to 120, 110, give or take, and continuing to slowly weaken as the storm starts pulling further and further away Thursday afternoon, Thursday night into Friday. We'll say goodbye to Erin. There's another look at that track at its closest pass. Again, Wednesday night, it looks like closest it's going to get, probably a couple hundred miles off the coast the way it looks right now. You can see the impacts, inland areas, doing good. Breezy, winds gusting 25 maybe, no heavy rains, no tornadoes, all in all. Erin bringing very little in the way of impacts inland. But the beaches, those winds gusting 40 plus at times. If we can pull that banner off there, Gigi, that coastal par. The overwash at times on Highway 12 is likely.
On this one.
We'll see, I think, all the usual suspects along Highway 12, along the Outer Banks that get overwashed in the big storms. They will see that at times. So expect to be kind of isolated at times from maybe late tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday along the coast. And that water washes over and pushes that sand over the highway, and then they got to get out there and work on it. So it might be a few days for some of you. The beach erosion likely at times. There may be a few structures out there right on that surf line that get battered by that surf. Usually these kind of storms will lose a couple of structures on the coast. Certainly by the time it wraps up, we may lose a house or two along the beaches. That beach erosion will be significant, I think. And again, of course, the dangerous rip currents generally already there now, and I think all week long it's not a week to get into surf, period, as those dangerous rips come in. Even if it looks good, the rip currents are high every beach. All right, watch the winds. I mentioned the peak coming Wednesday. There's Tuesday night. There's Wednesday morning. Wind starting to build. 20 inland at 10 a.m., near 30 on the coast. Into the afternoon, 25 inland, beaches hitting mid-30s. And as we get into the overnight hours, Wednesday evening into the overnight, that's when we'll see gusts into the 40s, I think, right on the Outer Banks. Somebody might catch a 50 out there, Hatteras Point, late Wednesday night, and then that storm starts pulling away Thursday. So the peak of the winds, again, looking like Wednesday night, the strongest on the coast. Inland winds likely don't get over 30 the way it looks right now. Big tapering of the winds as you head inland. All right, wave heights. The greens represent double-digit surf. There's Wednesday at 6 p.m. The big waves coming in, building Tuesday night into Wednesday. Wednesday night we're hitting the peak there into Thursday morning. Some 11, 12, maybe 15 footers out there. And then we get into later Thursday those greens start shifting further away. The surf's starting to come down. By the time we get into Friday, we're getting better and better. But dangerous, dangerous, dangerous surf pretty much, let's say almost all week, folks, save maybe today, although that rip current risk is high. All right. Coastal flood watch is in effect for tomorrow afternoon. Won't go out of effect until late Thursday into Friday for the beaches. Again, ocean overwash. And I think the Pamlico Sound may see some big rises as well. That northeast wind pushes in over the Pamlico Sound. It'll drive those sound waters southward. So Ocracoke, down east Carteret County, you could see some 2-3 foot water level rises as we get to Wednesday into Thursday, up the Neuse River Basin all the way back to potentially New Bern there, some significant rises as well. I'm not talking about major flooding, but certainly some flood issues along Carteret County and maybe up the Neuse River to New Bern as we get towards Wednesday, Thursday. All right, that's Erin. Behind that, take a ride out to the deep Atlantic. Our next development area is at 40% right now. Fernand, the next name on the list. This looks almost identical as Erin's beginnings. The tropical wave moves off the coast of Africa, tracks westward, gets more organized. By late week, we're watching for development, maybe as it approaches the Antilles. Beyond that, in that orange shaded area, there's a lot of variation in the future. Again, it's so far out, we don't want to speculate much. There was data when Erin was first starting to come together. There were some models that drove that storm through the Caribbean into the Gulf. That's how far we are out right now with this one. Some of the models take it up towards Bermuda. It's just too early to say. It hasn't even come together yet. If it does come together, where it'll go is still very much a big question mark. So let's not stress on that yet. All right, later this afternoon as we come back home, scattered storms, 90-91 degrees, hit and miss storms 2 to 6 p.m.-ish, maybe 2 to 7, and then quickly tapering off this evening. We'll go relatively quiet late tonight, and then tomorrow, a little less coverage, but a storm or two into the afternoon. Highs in the upper 70s. Again, high risk of dangerous rip currents on all beaches today. If you're going to the beach, you can hang out on the sand all day and enjoy, but be very, very careful if you're going to get in that surf. Not recommended you do so. 8-day forecast, rain chance 40, 30, 20. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, 91, 89, 87. The highs taper down a bit towards the mid-80s late week. And again, of course, the coastal impacts Wednesday, Thursday, lingering into Friday morning, and starting late Tuesday, I could have put on there. Winterville Watermelon Festival, I think we're going to be trending pretty good as we get into late week, early weekend. Rain is unlikely, it looks like, mid-80s. Rain chances perk back up Sunday, Monday, holding those mid-80s for highs. Beach storm, Gigi, is what this is, pretty much. Staying far enough off the coast where we're not looking at significant impacts at all, no impacts inland. But you guys that live on the coast, you face this a few times every year. Don't have to get a direct hit to get some beach erosion, overwash. Those plows got to come out like snow plows and clear Highway 12 after storms like this several times. So all that's in play as we get into the week. The biggest risk to your personal safety, getting in that surf. Don't do it, especially tomorrow through the rest of the week. The rip currents will be extremely strong and very dangerous.
All right, well, thank you for the updates, Jim,
Yep.
and thank you everyone for joining us this Monday morning. Just want to say hello and good morning to Amanda, Billy, and George who are in our comments this morning. Thanks for joining us, Amanda. I agree with you. I'm hoping that this wind and rain, they stay far away from us. Sounds like we're doing okay, though.
Jacksonville should be good, Amanda.
Right.
Again, this will be the beaches primarily. I don't see any major issues in Jacksonville, but the Pamlico Sound, let's say the beaches and the southern Pamlico Sound, got to watch for water level rises. But Onslow County, outside of the beaches of Onslow County, Jacksonville up to Maysville, you're going to be fine from this. Everything says no worries inland.
All right, well,
Yeah.
we'll be back again at 8 o'clock for another news and weather update. Hope you can join us then. Have a good one.
Bye.